Hi everybody, my name's Lisa and I'm from EBQ Education, and I'm here to talk to you about some of the new education strategies that we've been trialling to support clinicians to deliver the best care. So who are we? EBQ Education is a program of the Cancer Institute New South Wales, and we provide online learning resources for cancer care professionals. So I'm guessing that's all of you. So why do we exist? The clinical landscape is fast-paced and constantly evolving, and clinical learners experience a real challenge in maintaining the levels of knowledge that they require for safe practice. So that's where we come in. So our overarching aim is to support the delivery of safe and high-quality cancer care, and we do that by supporting the learning needs of our clinicians. With that in mind, we set about to develop a series of education resources that rapidly respond to these constantly arising education needs, but also the unique learning preferences of clinicians. So what did we do about it? We performed a qualitative analysis of all of our EBQ Education course data. Then we did a thematic analysis to identify all of the barriers and drivers of clinical education that our users noted. Then we performed a literature review to identify some strategies that would overcome these barriers and drivers. We then trialled all the new strategies in new developments and reviews from January 2018. As with all of our courses, we embedded some pre and post learning surveys to see if we did any better and compared it against our previous courses. So what did we end up with? Well, we identified 3 major barriers and drivers in the clinical environment. The first one was learning preferences. So we found that clinical learners have a very strong preference for visual, auditory, and also kinesthetic learning, as opposed to the reading and writing. No surprises there. In terms of context, we found that our clinical learners are very time poor. So health professionals don't have a lot of time, and also clinical education isn't consistently supported in the workplace. So a lot of people are doing things at home in their own time. In terms of learning need, our clinicians really wanted key practice points and also things that they could apply straight away into their practice. So what were the education strategies that we found to overcome some of these things? The first one was spaced education, and that involves regularly exposing your learner to the same type of key point or message over an extended period of time, and that's been shown to aid retention and also the practical application of knowledge. Branch case-based learning is like a scenario or case study, but it's with a choose-your-own-ending style. So you may present a patient case study, and learners will be asked to make decisions about that patient's care. If they make the right decision, the patient will do just fine, but if they make the wrong decision, their patient may decline. So the learners actually get to experience the outcome of their choices, and that's been shown to actually aid clinical decision making. Last but not least is microlearning. Our microlearning is providing critical information in instantly accessible teeny tiny chunks, and that's been shown to aid retention and also recall speed in clinical cohorts. So we've trialling all of these strategies in our new developments to some degree, but the one that really stood out as the one that would appeal to our time poor audience was microlearning. So we developed our rapid learning series, which is essentially our take on microlearning, but it's tailor-made for our target audience, which is you guys. So to tell you a little bit more about rapid learning, I'm going to ask my friend Evie to take the stage. Thank you, Evie. So Evie is a persona that was created by one of our clever learning experience designers, and she's essentially designed to let our learners know that we hear you, we understand the challenges that you face, and we're going to respond to it. So we're going to do that by providing only the information you need in a couple of minutes in a format that you like. So I want to go ahead now and show you an example of one of our most recent examples of one of our rapid learnings. This is exercise pharmacology. So that's just one type of rapid learning that you might see. There might also be a video or a mini module or a podcast or even an interactive PDF. So apart from the rapid learning series, we also embedded some concepts of micro-learning into our other courses, such as our CVADs and immunotherapies courses. And we essentially did that by breaking up the content into itty-bitty little chunks rather than presenting it as one long course. We also added those visual elements that we know that our learners like as well. So did we do any better is the question. So in terms of course performance, for immunotherapies, we managed to achieve 96% satisfaction rates, which was really good. And also people self-assessed above average understanding was 15% pre-course, and that rose to 77% post-course, which we were very impressed by. For our CVADs course, we saw an increase in participant confidence scores and between version 1 and version 2. And for rapid learning, we managed to achieve 93% satisfaction rates, which was also excellent. So implications, when you give your clinical learners the type of learning that they want, we find that we get increased course knowledge, increased confidence, and an increase in satisfaction. Again, demonstrated by the quotes there. So this is all great for our learners, and this is really great for our program. But what about our overarching aim? Are we actually making an impact on patient care? We're starting to see some early data which points to an intention to act. So you can see that our learners are starting to think about the messages and how they can apply these and change their practice as a result. Naturally, we want to know a little bit more about that. So we're going to do an impact evaluation on our rapid learning series, asking all those users who have completed our rapid learning series, have they started making practice changes as a result of what they've learned? So have they started discussing exercise with their patients? Have they referred to an exercise physician? If not, why not? What are the barriers that we can help them overcome? So hopefully we'll have some very exciting results to share with you next year about that. And in the meantime, visit our website, suggest a rapid learning topic, or you can subscribe. We release a new one every month. And if not, come see us at a conference or drop us a line and hang out. Thank you.
Thanks, Lisa. That woke us all up. That was great. I imagine you do the same too if you're sitting at desk or if you know,
For sure.
one of these.
Yeah, you can kind
pops up and
dance a little bit.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Dance along a bit during the lunch break while you're having a sandwich. Are there any questions for Lisa? Lisa, were there any specific differences that you noticed between different clinical disciplines in terms of how they want their information presented to them? Did you get to the bottom of that?
We haven't done that much of a breakdown so far, but we certainly collect that data, so we could do a breakdown to see if nurses prefer it one way and maybe radiation therapists another. Wouldn't surprise me. Yeah.
I imagine different times of the day in different formats, and yeah, great. Thanks very much. Oh,
I had a
there is
question. I've actually got a statement. So, as an oncologist, I just wanted to say that oncologists all over Australia look at EviQ, and this really came out of New South Wales. Is that correct?
It did, but we've got a national audience, so we usually push national messages.
Excellent.
Yes.
So that's a real success story for Cancer Institute New South Wales. My question is, do we get CPD points for the videos?
Sorta, kinda. So we don't, because none of our courses are accredited, and these aren't accredited either. So it's kind of based on that, the amount of time that you spend. So you get 1 point per hour essentially. So you've got to figure out the time. That took 2 minutes. Whether or not you're willing to log that. But yes, absolutely, you can always get that personal CPD.
Good. Thank you.
No worries.
Thank you. Well done. Thanks, Lisa.